Yo. Time boy, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good?
Good.
I'm super excited for today's episode.
I am too. When you told me about this, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah. Reddit is a wonderful place.
It is, and it's very dangerous too, but
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, so far we're, 1 for 3?
I think
we
so.
We had the Predator that worked out.
Yeah.
And then we had the
That
Pimp
was
My, Pimp My Ride guy.
Nope.
Bailed on us.
Yeah.
And then we had the Synthesia person also bail on us.
Yes.
Which we'll see if we can kind of wrap that back up in a future episode if we can find somebody. However, I went back on Reddit doing my thing, and I came across a strippers Reddit page. Don't ask me how.
For research.
For research, of course. And I thought this would be a neat idea to, find a dancer.
Yes.
Right? That we can interview and kind of give us, like, the scoop of, like...
What do you do?
Yeah, like, what's going on in the clubs when we're not there.
Right.
And I say that because... I don't actually go to the clubs that often.
No, I haven't been
it's
years,
super rare
and
that
I
I'm
don't
going to a
care
strip
go.
club.
Yeah.
But, let's try to get a little bit of dirt, let's see what's going on in the champagne room. And
there's a little backstory about an idea that your buddy Boo had about, you brought it to me about having people on talk about their jobs and, it's more interesting than, I don't know.
Absolutely. So this is a great,
Yeah.
I think we've had some pretty dope guests on
For
thus
sure.
far.
And getting into the occupation part.
Yeah.
Of what the hell a stripper does.
Exactly.
What the hell,
So the cool thing is, as I made a post, I did get a handful of people commenting, interested in coming on the show. There was the first person we're going to give a call. He actually, I believe he said that he
okay.
is and or was like the door guy for a strip club.
Really?
That's
way better than
also going to be, it's like a he stripper.
Yeah. Well, this is more of like, okay, you're more interesting than sometimes the stripper is because you see all the shit go down.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that like this could be, because he's got to handle probably any like fights that happen, like
For
the
sure.
weirdos,
Checking everybody out.
Yeah, he's
letting
probably
people in,
door guy, bouncers, yanking fucking weirdos and outside and whatnot. So we're gonna talk to him a little bit, and then we do have a dancer,
sweet,
that we will be calling after, and then so we're just gonna kind of get in there and do the thing.
Hell yeah,
I'm excited. You excited?
I'm excited.
I'm excited. See these nipples.
Yeah. Audio only. See these nipples.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Well, actually, before we give him a call, if you were to be a dancer, what would be your name?
Oh God. That's interesting. I don't know.
I know. I just thought of that. I was just about to call this dude, but I'm like,
fuck.
this is putting me on the spot too. I'm like,
so I'm trying to think of what like dancers' names are. They're just a little bit off of their actual name.
You can. Whatever. Strippers are like called like Cinnamon, Strawberry, Cadillac, Mercedes.
Potato wouldn't work. Pizza might not work either.
No.
It's like, where the fuck is this pizza at?
You could do like banana. Banana.
Nah.
Bananarama. That's not gonna work. Italian Stallion.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sly.
Yeah. Balboa.
Yeah.
It can be used for like a cool name, right? He's Italian, but also Balboa is that big old snake that I don't have.
I'm trying to think of like old pro wrestlers or band members. I might have to come back to this one. So.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see if she can think of something cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
give us our stripper names?
Right, yeah.
Hell yeah. I think it's more better that somebody would dub us a stripper name than us coming out around.
Yeah, I like that too.
You don't make your own nicknames.
That's true. Now, wasn't there like a thing? Maybe it was like your porn name, but it was supposed to be like
your porn name was like your street and your like animal's first name,
like a pet?
Your first pet name. Yeah.
I think mine. Which one's first? The street name or is it the animal's name first?
I would say the animal name first.
So then mine would be Bailey Mastic.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good for a porn name.
Mine would be Tara Vale.
Tara Vale?
Tara Vale.
That totally sounds like a porn name.
For a girl.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let me get things pulled up. Hold on. We got to do this the other way. Thank you for your patience. Stand by. We need some little standby music. Yeah.
Pizza bagels.
That also works.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give this dude a call. And I believe he said his name that he wanted to go by was Northsider.
Northsider. Like north side, west side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
If he works.
Hello? Don't do this to us.
Come on.
I talked to him earlier today. And I also told him, like, hey, here's the number that we're going to be calling from. Oh.
Please leave your message for...
Huh. Okay. Give it a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We'll, maybe I caught him off guard. I'm going to shoot him a text here and just be like, hey.
Yeah. Hey, this is the number again.
Yeah.
Just in case, because I'd never. Although I did answer this phone with not knowing the number.
Yep.
When you and Dan called.
Let's see here. Sorry. Dead silence. Thank you for your patience. Okay. I just shot him a text.
That's cool.
We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, hello.
Hey, how's it going? Is this Northsider?
Yes, I am Northsider.
How's it going, buddy?
Well, it's been a long day. Whatever you do, don't ever jack up your knee.
Oh no,
Ooh.
What happened?
Well, that's a story that goes back to February when I was in Cambodia.
Holiday in Cambodia?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's a great place. That is a fantastic place. It was the second time I've been there, and I'm going back again in February. It's just the nicest people, the nicest place, the best food, and compared to Chicago, it is paradise compared to the Chicago lakefront.
Oh yeah.
I bet. I've not been to Cambodia, but I've had friends that have gone and said the same thing you have. Are they
Exactly.
Are they just as strict about their foods as Chicago is? Mm-hmm. I know you guys are pretty strict on your dogs out there.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's just folklore. I mean, I'm looking at a Chicago hot dog right now, and it's more gauche than anything else. But
yeah, when I was out there was a hot dog stand, and it said ketchup is an abomination.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Us Chicagoans looking out for you, because really, if you try having two hot dogs, one with ketchup and another with slice, you're gonna prefer the one that's got sliced tomato. Take it from me.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it. I'll try it out next time I go out there. I do love myself a good Chicago dog.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh yeah, and don't stint on the deep dish pizza.
Nope.
I mean, if there's gonna be one dish that you gotta have, it's always the deep dish, and it's a point of.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Deep dish. No.
Deep dish. Northsider. Let's call him back. Apparently lost his call.
I was going to ask him where his deep dish place is. There's always one.
Lost you there for a second.
All right.
That's okay. We're back. Hey, listen, I want to say, thanks for participating into this.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And again, so I don't know if I mentioned, so my name's Tony, and this is Pizza Bagels Podcast, and we got Tomboy here.
Hello.
As co-host.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I want to kind of dive into this. Are you still currently kind of like door guy, bouncer at a club?
Oh no, that was in my dim, wonderful past. That was back when I was young and stupid, but I'm not young anymore.
Oh, fair enough.
Basically, to make a long story short, it's that the old Chicago way is someone who knows someone. And then all of a sudden there's a job going around, you take it. And if you're young and you're thirsty for dough, well, I had bills to pay, so I got a job working at a bar on Division Street, which is a party district.
Mm-hmm.
And, I met some girls who were doing the kind of work we're talking about, and it was all good fun.
Excellent.
But,
so, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Your question, your show.
Oh, no, that's okay. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to ask, like, how often were you having to, like, deal with, like, dickheads at the door?
Oh, that's an honest-to-God nightly occurrence. I mean,
I can imagine.
Yeah, I figured.
The thing you do is you start making up bullshit stories to laugh about. I was working in a place that was 1 story tall, and there was a basement. And I was 24 years old at the time when I was working there. And this guy comes through and he starts saying, so where's the place upstairs? Place upstairs? We don't have a place upstairs. I mean, we got a basement, but that's just utilities. I mean, if you want the bar, it's up here.
Yeah.
No, this place used to have a rooftop. How long have you been working here? I said, 16 years. He said, you haven't been working here 16 years. I said, yeah, and the place doesn't have a rooftop either. So they get these smart-ass answers.
Yeah.
But, the easiest guy to throw out of a place is the guy you don't let in to begin with.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Has anybody, like, tried to, like, bribe you? Like, hey, bud, here's a hundo.
Well, it depends on what they're bribing for. Here's 20, so can you let me around the back door? Absolutely.
Wait, what's around the back door?
Oh, yeah, well, we had a back room bar, and it opened onto an alleyway.
Okay.
And so there was a front door, and I worked my way up to the position of being what we called the bullpen. It was our back room. And regulars automatically they'd just walk, say hello to the front doorman, and then there would be a secret code come through the intercom, and I'd know to open up the door, and occasionally someone would hand you a 10 or a 20. Nice. And I made sure the front doorman got a taste, kickbacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
That's awesome. Was there any other shit that they were trying to like throw you money for?
Oh yeah, every single night there were guys who were asking like, where do I get drugs? Where do I get hookers?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, can't help you. I mean, one guy said to me, oh yeah, you know where to get me coke? And I'm like, no, and you shouldn't either.
Fair enough. And so like, were you like you guys probably had to like scan them, right? For like weapons and look into bags and whatnot. So I assume, right?
Not really. It wasn't that kind of place. It wasn't rough like that. I mean, we were fortunate that mostly it was like an older crowd in terms of like middle age, and lots of regulars.
Okay.
1/3 of the business was regulars, and maybe they'd come in once a year. But we'd see them once a year. Oh, how you been? And they'd be in town for a convention or whatever.
Fair. Gotta come back to the old stomping grounds while I'm in town.
Yeah. They were in town for the National Restaurant Convention was big. That was a big weekend for us.
I can imagine.
And then there was like some homewares and hardware convention down at McCormick Place. That's South Lakefront. But, they'd be staying in hotels all the time. But, yeah, they'd ask for this stuff. And there were a few stock responses, like, no habla inglés. And so, you just come up with this stuff, and you don't rat them out to the cops, because the Chicago cops are certainly not the kind of people you want to trifle with.
Fair enough.
Give me a choice between dealing with the Chicago cops and the Chicago gangsters. Well, the Chicago gangsters will at least be polite before they murder
you. Fair enough.
Please let me murder you.
Did you ever like find anything like weird on anybody? I guess if you're not really searching, or like in someone's bag.
Not really.
No. Okay.
We just we just made sure if there was a bag, generally speaking, there was a tolerance. It was generally a quiet place, so people weren't coming in there to raise hell or deal drugs or anything like that. The only time I had to walk a guy out into the back alley and say, because he was smoking weed in the bar, and he also happened to be nephew of the owner. Manager.
So it's like,
they can get away with everything.
Yeah, you know my uncle is. You do whatever you want.
Well, he didn't go like that. I just said to him, hey, look, I know you were smoking in here. You want to take that out in the alley? What you do in the alley is your problem.
Yeah.
If you're doing it in here, don't do it in here. And he starts to pretend, and I'm like, don't make a jerk out of him. This is his place. So. If you haven't already heard the phrase, now time for you to learn. Don't shit where you eat.
Yeah. So you said that you're 24. Like, are you like a big guy? Are you like medium? You're a little dude? Like, what's like? If I'm basically asking like when like fights and shit are happening or whatever the case is, you got to yank a dude out. Were you like the guy that like, oh fuck, Northsider's coming?
No, it would be more like I'm the perfect size for a doorman. I'm like, at the time, I was just scraping up against 6 feet tall. Kind of, not in shape, but not in bad shape, so let's say $180.
That's okay. You got some meat in the bones, so you can yank someone up.
Well, no, here's the thing, is if you're looking to cause trouble, you're looking for the biggest guy in the room to pick on, because that's when you're feeling all insecure. I'm going to take on the biggest guy.
Yeah.
I knew a kid at the time, 6'9". He couldn't get away from fights because people were always looking to take on the biggest guy. Then again, I wasn't the little guy, so
fair enough.
Like, I'm not going to get pushed around.
Is there any crazy? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to pick on Northsider there because, hey, since the guy is sober, number one, compared to me. Number two, what happens if this not quite 6 foot, not quite special looking white guy beats the living hell out of me and completely blows my ass?
Yeah.
So it's the perfect size for being a doorman. You're not too big such that you're a trophy. You're not too little that you're not about to get pushed around either.
Yeah. Is there like any like cool like fight stories that you got involved in, or anything that was like scary that you're like?
Not to speak of, like I was saying about the best way to kick a guy out of a bar is not let him in. What we would do is basically work in tandem, like with hand signals to like point out, okay, watch that guy. That guy's looking for trouble.
Kind of doing like the 2 fingers in the eyes and kind of pointing over.
Exactly. You're reading it perfectly.
Did you guys have like code words?
Well, we did have some slang. The lucky thing is that I'm showing my age now, but I had started out at that age. I was working at the Chicago Board of Trade and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange before there were computers, and all the communications were done by hand signals.
Interesting.
So I taught a bunch of the other doormen, okay, this is what this means. So if you tap your chin, I know what you mean. If you tap the top of your head, I know what you mean.
That's fucking sweet, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fluent in a dead language. They actually had classes on the trading floor of the Merc teaching you how to do the hand signals. And the first thing you learn is don't worry about being fast. Worry about being accurate.
Yeah.
Once you're accurate, the speed will come to you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no rush to make a mistake. Anyway.
That's okay. I mean, that's still pretty sweet, though. I mean, that's kind of sweet just to be like
have your own code.
Yeah, that's dope. It's like in baseball where they're like,
stealing signs.
Yeah, like the brim of their hats and like itching their nose and all that.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of thing, except they don't know who we're talking to and they don't know what we're saying. They just see that there's a signal going by. Now, getting back to you talking about into a fight, and we're saying, hey, keep an eye on this guy. Okay. two doormen walk up. One of the guys, not quite his 6, but like more his 4. And then another right about his 8. And then we spring the trap. One guy walks up right up head noon and says, "Sir, we'd like to have a conversation with you outside." And then if he thinks he's going to get into a fight, all of a sudden you realize, oh, shit, I'm surrounded. There's a guy behind my left shoulder, there's a guy behind my right shoulder, and there's a guy right up in my grill.
Mm-hmm. Got him.
So at that point, you stop the fight before it even starts.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's just, I mean, these are the little bits of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I'm now damn near 50 years old, and this was a dirt cheap, no money at all job that I had, like pre 9/11. Not even joking.
Yeah.
And I still, not a day goes by that I don't use some of the instincts that I learned from being a barroom doorman. You know, seeing someone and sizing them up, saying, "Is this guy trouble? Is this guy a bullshitter? Is this guy heavy? And we ought to keep our distance because people are treating him with genuine respect."
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, this was at a time when the Chicago outfit was gone. I mean, mobsters? No. Not the Al Capone type of mobsters.
Sure.
They were gone. They were out in the suburbs already.
Is there, what about this? Have you ever caught any, like, dudes in there, like, jerking off in, like, a dark corner or anything, like, weird like that?
My biggest beef was when chicks would decide they didn't want to wait in line for the restroom, so they'd go into the guys' room. And that would set me off, because then some drunk guy sees it and he thinks, "Oh, well, girl's going into the guys' room, it's okay if I go into the ladies' room."
Sure.
And at that point, it's like, I got to roll a house out. I'm like, "Hey, bitch." And we had a fair number of celebrities at that time. I guess you could say the biggest name who was a regular was Chris Chelios, if you're a fan of hockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was a regular. And we're talking about a guy who's a good 2 inches shorter than I am.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tap him on the shoulder, you might as well be tapping cement. The guy was...
Yeah, he's a brick house, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if he'd walk up when I was in a dispute with someone and he'd say, "Hey, you need a little help around here?" And I'm like, "Sir, no, this is my job. I'll take care of my job. And you just relax and enjoy yourself."
Yeah.
And that was the end of that. And then I look at the guys like, "See, you just got mad? I don't want to be you."
Oh, yeah.
No.
That guy knows how to fucking fight.
For sure.
He's a hockey player.
Don't want the best American hockey player, the 20th American-born hockey player of the 20th century, notorious fighter. You don't want him mad at you. Now you got to be with me. So today's your lucky day. You're getting the privilege of being thrown out by me. And a couple others. We had lots of baseball players too.
Tomboy just showed me a photo of this guy. Yeah, I can see he's
Chris Chelios, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be like he looks nice, but I can totally see the
could be a scrapper if
this guy gets mad. I could see the fucking intimidation of this dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, this is a guy who makes his life 82 games a year, 41 of them on the road, by being a first-string lineman back when the Blackhawks stunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you don't want to quibble with the likes of him.
No, absolutely not. It would have been funny if you caught him jerking off, though.
No.
Would you stop him? If you caught him jerking off in a dark corner, would you stop him?
I'd make a point of walking up backwards and saying, tell you what, maybe you had a little bit much tonight, Chris. Let me get you a can.
Okay, put your dick away, and then let's get you out of here.
Just don't do that again, please.
Yeah. Please don't hit me. Just put your dick away.
Yeah, just real polite, like, "Hey, look, you seem like, you see me around. I've seen you around. It's no big deal."
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be whipping your dick out.
Is there?
Not that the guy would have.
Sure.
I mean,
I'm sure he's a classy guy.
That, of course, didn't mean baseball players weren't as bad as baseball wives. Baseball wives are terrible.
The wives?
Actually, yeah.
Were they showing up there like, I knew I'd fucking find you here?
Oh, yeah.
Causing a whole scene?
Well, they knew better because they knew the man had a girl in every different port, particularly if he'd come up through the lanes.
Oh, yeah. You're getting tossed around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She knew better than to raise hell with him. But one came up to me and tried to write me the riot act because I threw her out of the men's room because she didn't want to wait in line. And I want you to meet my husband. Well, I don't know who your husband is. No, I want you to come and meet him. I'm like, now this is going way back in Chicago Cubs lore, but unless his name's Kerry Wood, he's nobody around him.
Or Harry Carey.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Well, I remember the guy coming in right after he had turned 21, and he couldn't buy a drink in town because everybody knew here was the 20 strikeout kid who was 20 years old. So if he's going into a bar, oh shit, somebody's got to pay hell when it shows up in the gossip magazine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't move a step. As soon as he turned 21, town was wide open for him. He wound up marrying the cocktail waitress who worked a couple of blocks away. And now they have a lovely family, and now he's a quiet, peaceable citizen, and, he's always welcome around Wrigley. So he's got that to hang his hat on.
Good for him.
Indeed. And a nice guy. I mean, at the time, he was just this shy, naive kid out of Houston. Couldn't understand why all of a sudden he was getting fan mail from the north side of Chicago when he was 19. But all of a sudden, they rolled out the welcome wagon for him. And then his fifth start, he winds up throwing what was arguably the best game ever pitched. So, all right, your ticket's punched, kid.
Yeah.
Maybe you win a World Series, maybe you don't, but we'll always have that game where Joe Montana, he was another good guy.
The actor.
Yeah,
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Also, he's a Chicago guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. I could see that.
Yeah, he's a local product, very loyal. I remember the day when he got a city block named in honor of him. It was the last living Chicagoan who will ever get that honor because they didn't want to revoke it after Donald Trump. So Montana, we figured he's safe.
Yeah.
We'll make him the last one who gets in his lifetime.
Joe Montana.
So he just had himself a whale of a time. He went to one place up on Armitage, and then he came to the back room, and I got the chance to meet him. He was, of course, in a very, very pleasant mood because he was accepting an honor from his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, another nice guy you wouldn't want to meet.
So is there, you said, you haven't caught anybody, jerking off. Is there any weird shit you've caught people doing?
Oh, reasonably weird. I mean, you'd see. There was one street prostitute. First of all, here's your homework. Go out and find this out-of-print book called What Cops Know. And it's like a verbal, written down series of interviews from cops who had been through the streets back when the streets sucked.
Hell yeah. You writing that down, Tom Boy?
I am.
All right, sweet.
Read that book, and then there was one hooker, a street level whore, who was somewhere between the ages of 50 and 1,000. And she got her nickname Mailbox Mary because she would stuff all the money she had gotten from throwing $5 buck blowjobs around. She didn't want to get rolled for it, so she'd stuff the money in a pre-addressed envelope to herself, dump it in the mailbox. She knew wherever she woke up, she'd still have her stash. She'd still have the money she'd made.
That's actually fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And that's a separate book?
Well, no, that's one of the tales.
Oh, one of the stories in that one? Did you find it, Tomboy?
Yeah, 1992 book.
Is that like on Amazon or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. All right, yeah, I'm gonna look into this. This sounds super interesting. So, Tomboy, he's looked it up. He found it. So I'm gonna order that shit. Yeah, sweet.
By all means. And I've taken up enough of your valuable time. I've got some very, very interesting pornography to look at. But
hell yeah.
Call me up whenever. I mean, today's been a lousy day. I had to go for an MRI on my right knee, and tomorrow I'm getting surgery to help clear an obstruction in my throat. And no, it's not your brother's dick. This was one of the things about being on the trading floor. Tell your boyfriend to wash his dick. Your breath is terrible.
That's awesome.
And we would shout these insults. Yeah, you say that now, but you're lucky I'm still under court supervision. John would go back and forth. Oh, you talk to me that way again? I'm going to come over there and beat the polyester out of your pants.
I'll have to remember that one.
Yeah, me too. So real quick before you go, I was just thinking about when you were doing like the hand signals and the codes and stuff with your guys. Did you have one for like when you had to go take a piss and you're like, man, I got bubble guts, I got to go shit really quick. You have a little signal for that?
I just have a little signal that I needed. Hey, I got to hit the John, and I'd point to it and I'm like, hey, I got to go take a leak.
Just point to your dick and you're like, I'll be right back.
No.
Oh.
But the bar next door to our place had an actual crapper, so out of professional courtesy, I'd just go over and say, hey, I need to use your shitter, okay? And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I could take my dump in peace, and then I could go back to work.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
Well, at least you had like a good little system there.
You always got to find a good place to poop.
Yeah, you always. That's most important.
And I've got a degree in economics.
Well, listen, Northsider, thanks for participating here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This has been.
Thanks for calling.
Hey, absolutely. No, this has been great. This is fun. So, if we come along another episode that we're going to kind of be in the same topic, I'll shoot you a message and maybe we'll get you back on.
Yeah, my schedule notwithstanding, yeah, I'll do my level best.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll definitely give you an advance, let you know, like, hey, sometime next week or whatever. I'll give you plenty of time. If it doesn't work out, we'll go from there.
And we'll work it out. And, tell you what, cut it down and we'll do some B-reel stuff. Because my dad used to work in broadcasting, and, when someone's just rolling, you're like, hey, we can't give this guy all 17 minutes because we're going to get 8 minutes of good and 8 minutes of not so good. So let's take 8 minutes of good from here and then paper over the cracks on the next time. It's why Rodney Dangerfield always wore the same white shirt and red tie.
Yeah.
Because if he was having an off night, okay, we'll take one of my good nights and edit it into one of my better.
Dude, that's genius. I didn't even realize
why you're wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, I thought that was just kind of like his gimmick.
Uniform.
Yeah.
It was just his trick. And I close with saying, it's been such a day. First, I went to grab my briefcase. The handle came off in my hand. I went to start my car. The key fell apart in my hand. Now I'm afraid to go take a piss.
Good point. Yeah. All right,
bud. When you're stealing from people, always steal good ones.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah, very true.
Thanks for calling, fellas.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely. Take care of yourself.
Surgery.
Yeah.
You do the same.
All right.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hell yeah, Northsider.
Yeah, Northsider. That was fun.
We got somebody. I was just saying, he's got plenty of stories.
Yeah.
Did you even get through half your questions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. There's, just a couple that I was like thinking of them. Like, it was just going to be something more of like the fun side of the job or the perks of the job, but like, I think we've pretty much got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That was cool, though. That was good to see, like, that side of a strip club, right?
Yeah.
What the bouncers have to deal with, the door guys have to deal with.
Because I would assume everybody listening has been at least to a strip club or whatever.
So
100%. You know what it's like to be in the customer. You don't know what the other side is like.
Yeah, and the thing is that it sounded like the club that he was working at, or at least
it sounded like a dive bar
that long ago.
Neighborhood dive bar,
Yeah, it sounded like that was like more uppity. Like they didn't really have much riffraff. It sounds like it.
If you're celebrities and ball players coming in, it's usually like
a high end.
We keep everything quiet. Nobody's gonna bother you while you're here. Yeah.
He seemed like he had a really good attitude about everything. They seemed like he was like level headed. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
Everything's going. It's not like, hey, fuck face, get the fuck out of here. Because like I've been to strip clubs that have been like, I'm just sitting there and I see someone get just like fucking yoked up, for.
Oh yeah, no, I've had it where like a buddy of mine from high school who's like he told me a story one night. He got like him and his buddy got in trouble because like they tipped him, but like the girl was trying to pull a scam on him, saying that didn't pay him.
Oh.
And he already paid her all the money.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you owe me more money. It's like, what?
No, I don't. I already gave you all the money. Yeah, that's fucked.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of strippers like try to take extra money off the top. Like my buddy paid for a dance, but never told never ponied up for it. And it's like, oh okay, like somebody else paid for this, and then you're doubling down. It's like, well, you didn't know.
Yeah.
It's like fuck.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because now we're gonna dive into the other side of the fence.
Yeah,
we're gonna give Riley a call here. And now, since we got the view from the door guy, now we're going to get the view from the dancer.
No, is Riley her name or stage name?
I think Riley is her name.
Okay.
Just like her regular name. Yeah. I'm pretty sure through the messages, I think her stage name was Bambi.
Okay.
So let's give her a quick call here.
Coming to the stage.
Coming to the stage. Bambi.
Or Riley.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that should be good.
Try it.
I gave her the heads up since I forgot to do that for him.
For Northsider.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, is this Riley?
Hey. Yeah, what's up?
How's it going? This is Tony. We got Tomboy here.
Hello.
From Pizza Bagels Podcast. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
It's awesome. I never did one of these before. It's
perfect.
Cool.
That's okay. You're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's just us hanging out bullshitting. And I promise you, it's gonna go by way faster than you expect it to. It always does.
That's cool. I tend to talk a lot, so
perfect. I mean, that's what the show is all about. It's talking.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So, what are you gonna like? Do you want me just to tell you like stories from all the different places, or just where I start?
Where are you? Are you still currently dancing?
Yeah. See, all right. I'm 33, even though like I dead ass look way younger. Like my mom's a total MILF.
Hell yeah.
I started dancing on. You have no idea. Like I actually started dancing on my 18th birthday. Me and my friend went to like this rundown biker bar. I mean, like really rundown biker bar, and it was a strip club too, with just very
Sick.
Interesting women at that place. So the manager came up and offered us a job, and we're like, fuck it. So we jumped on stage right there, and like guys were throwing like dollar bills at us, and I mean it was pretty cool. I thought it was like empowering as fuck that everybody stopped what they were doing to pay attention to us on the stage.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it was literally my 18th birthday too. We like looked up, we went home and looked up stripper names and like what the fuck to do. And like that weekend we started dancing there. And I mean, we were killing it because, mean, we did pretty well there.
You guys are there like dancing regularly?
Yeah, we would dance there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Like, I'm from the city, but I'm from like New York City, right? But me and her actually moved upstate to Albany, and we would drive down here from Thursday to Sunday, like 2 to 3 weekends out of the month, just to work there.
How long is that drive?
Make a shit ton of, honestly, it wasn't that bad. It's like 3 hours.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, we would work there. You know, I did pretty well. Now in New York City, right? It's like they serve alcohol and you could take the tops off, right?
Okay.
So I didn't know that it was different in New Jersey. So me and her were just working at, you know, this biker bar, and she just kind of wanted to take a break with it. So I moved back to the city right before I turned 19, and I started working at 2 separate places in Jersey. And they were like right on the highway too. One was a bikini bar. They serve alcohol, but you can't take anything off. And the other one was like a fully nude club. And I was just like not ready to like take my bottoms off at that point. So I go into the nude club to get a job, right? The manager goes, "What's your stage name?" I go, "Bambi." He's like, Come here. He pulls me in the office, pours out a bunch of Coke, and spells my name out with Bambi. And he's like he takes his finger and just writes Bambi. He hands me a straw. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, "Listen, I want all my girls to do well here. If you don't make $1,000 in one night, I'll give it to you." And I'm like, okay, no problem. Like, awesome. So, like, you know, I ended up working, and I did not think he was serious at all. At the end of the night, I'm like, "Hey, you know, I made $750, and I was there for like 10 hours too." And he goes, "Okay." So I'm thinking like he was going to give me the remainder of the money. No, this fucker pulls out $1,000 and hands it to me.
Oh, shit.
Like, on top of what I made. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is awesome. The next day I come in, he goes, "Hey, Bambi, you going to take care of me for that?" And I'm like,
oh.
Okay. I'm like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Well, you know, I told you I want my girls to be happy. And, you know, don't you want us to be happy too?" I'm like, "Geez." I'm like, "Oh my God, no." So I'm like, "Here, just take it back." But it ended up being like a mess. So I'm like, "Yo, you know what? I'll give you $100 a shift." And like an extra, you know, just I tried to get him. He was crazy though. It was a fun place to work, but he let anything fly at that place.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he pulls you in, he draws your name out in a pile of Coke. I mean,
he used to sit in the office all night, and like the girls would know. He would just open the door and it'd be white on his face, and he would just start yelling about pointless shit. So, all right, my first like really crazy experience, right? So it was at that club. They had a smaller stage in the middle with 2 poles, and like they had like a restaurant in the back, right, where you can have dinner with the dancer. So I used to always wear like these black leather thigh-high boots, mainly just because I figured they were easier to crawl up and down the pole with. When I wasn't even 19 yet, I didn't really know much about any type of BDSM, femdom, like nothing.
Sure.
Which is like my thing now, that I love and I'm very into. So I'm on stage, and this guy asked to do a room with me. I'm like, okay, cool. So he goes and pays for the room. I come to the back, and there was a regular VIP room, which was like a curtain, and then a separate room with a door that was upstairs and had mirrors all around it. He goes like, "I got it for 5 hours." I'm like, "What?" He's like, I got the room for 5 hours.
That's a long
time. Okay.
So
yeah,
wait,
right?
so
what the fuck am I going to do for 5 hours? So
now, is this supposed to be strictly for dancing only?
Coke. No, well, it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So he starts pouring out Coke, and he gets dinner, and he's just talking and talking. So then what happens is he goes, "So are you ready to start?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So he goes, "All right, I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back." I'm like, all right. So I'm in the room, like, texting my girl downstairs, like, "Yo, it's already been, like, an hour. Like, what am I supposed to do?" He comes out with, like a robe, and he takes his robe off, full-blown. He had a gag around his neck, and a leash, collar, chain, a black thong.
Whoa.
I mean, he was, you know, clearly into sissification and
yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know what the fuck to do at that point. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I mean, I can kill it now. That's my thing. But I knew nothing about that.
First time, you're like,
yeah, he had assumed I did because of the way I dress. Like, I wear a lot of black and like a lot of leather. It's just kind of my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he has, a fucking collar around his neck, and he, drops to his knees, and he was like, he tells me a safe word, and I don't know what the hell happened, like what snapped in me, but like, I just thought it was so awesome that this guy literally dropped to his fucking knees in front of me, and he put $800 out on the table. This is a tip. And he gets on his knees and he starts barking like a dog. And I just start yelling at him. I'm like, I didn't tell you to do that yet. What's wrong with you?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, I chain him up. I'm like, come on, let's go downstairs. So I walk him downstairs.
Like in front of everybody?
Oh, yeah. I walk him downstairs in a circle around the club. And I see this group of college guys. And I start kicking the guy on the floor. I'm like, give me $100 right now. Give me $100. So he hands me $100 in 20s, and I give $20 to each of the guys. I'm like, I want you to pour your beers all over this guy.
Whoa.
Like, and I mean, I get it. Everyone has their own guilty pleasure and their own thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it because literally, like, the whole femdom thing is what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no fucking idea what I was doing then. Like,
I mean, that's pretty fucking good for being your first time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when he left, I kind of figured that he was into that kind of stuff. And I started just looking up shit on my phone and, I mean, figured it out from there.
Yeah, start watching videos and see how these, like, dominatrixes, like, start, like, talking to their clients.
I rode him up like a horse, back upstairs. Then we did the whole pegging thing, and it was awesome and crazy.
Whoa.
So he comes to me, and he says, hey, you're clearly very experienced. My wife and I, yeah, right. He's like, my wife and I throw these parties in the city. Would you be interested? And I'm like, your wife? He's like, yeah, my wife and I and a group of friends. He goes, it's at the Waldorf Astoria, which doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He says, we're going to give you $2,500 just to show up. If you're not comfortable, you leave. Okay.
Whoa.
So
sounds too
I'm
good
like,
to be
okay.
true.
And like, I'm no angel. I'm not, but like, I was not touching, like I wasn't having nobody touch my puss. Like when I was working at that club, it was a nude club. I wouldn't even take my bottoms off on stage. I used to just move them down to the side. I mean, now it's, 14 years later, I'll take them off, spread it in your face. But,
good for you. Also, really quick.
Yeah.
What was that guy's safe word?
Octopus.
Octopus?
Yeah.
You something random, I would imagine.
I actually thought it was really cool because there was this chick later on in life, Daisy Morgan, I think her name was. She got an octopus on her ass, like right.
Oh, the porn star?
Asshole. Yeah,
I've seen that.
That's really cool.
I mean, no, I haven't.
So he invites me. He has a car come to get me. And actually, I had just turned 19. Right, it was like 2 weeks after I turned 19. He has a car come to Jersey to pick me up. Right. I brings me to the city, and I mean, I was making a lot of money, so like I kind of did my research. I met this girl who knew all about that. She came over, showed me what to do about certain things. I got a couple awesome outfits. I show up. He has me sign like an NDA, like the non-disclosure, and I read the whole thing. But basically, when I walk in, there was a small poker table. There was 4 guys, completely naked, and there was chicks on leashes holding them. And this is honestly the only time I've ever, parties with this guy and his crew, I've ever come across something this fucking awesome. It was like movie shit.
Yeah.
And I wish that I knew this guy now, because that would be so great. Oh my God. So to shorten this up, right? Bunch of guys playing poker naked. I got there probably around 7 p.m. I had a $2,500 just to show up. And it was really cool. There was a library, in the fucking middle room. Different rooms. One guy had a big box with a feather in it, tickle fetish. There's different fetish rooms.
Nice.
And I was like, dude, what did I get myself into? Yeah, like they wouldn't let me bring my phone in. It was crazy.
Yeah, like
I
no
went home with
photos, no
$9,000.
videos. Although that's kind of scary though, because if this is a hoax
Yeah.
just to fucking like murder rape you, then you're fucked on the phone.
No,
it also feels like a horror movie
setup.
setup.
My boyfriend at the time came, and like he was like a little bit older than me at the time, and he was like super smart. I mean, he spoke 12 languages fluently. Like he came and he was able to stand right by the door the whole time.
Yeah, I was just asking if you brought somebody with you.
Yeah,
I've seen like a bit of parties
still,
where
right?
you have to bring somebody.
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm surprised I wasn't sold into the sex trade. I used to just jump into things like it was just insane. You have no idea.
That's exactly what I
So,
thought.
like, I was there from then, and he got a couple of the girls a room. So, like, he got me and my boyfriend a room. We went through the next night. Now, right before I go to leave, right, there's this guy, he's chained, and he goes, hey, I didn't get to, do a session with you. He goes, you into ball busting? I had no idea what it was.
Oh,
I mean, I do now. He goes, kick me in the balls as hard as you can. And oh my God, I pulled up a chair and I sat on a chair in front of him. And he was standing, and I leaned back and I pulled my knees to my chest and I hit both my heels into his balls.
Oh my God.
Broke it. Broke it open.
His ball sack?
Like,
Jesus.
Blood on the floor. Broke it open.
Oh.
Were
you wearing heels?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was wearing heels.
I mean, of course.
7.5-inch heels on.
Yeah, holy shit.
And, like, he starts freaking out. I'm like, oh, my God, I killed him. And, like, literally, like, the guy, Bobby, who invited me, was like, it's okay, don't worry. And I'm like, oh, my God, what did I do? Like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to do like a swift kick, like not pierce it.
Right? Or, like, especially not like, oh my God, he was like, he goes, kick me in the balls as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So fuck.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Right? So, I ended up getting invited back for 3 more parties after that. So, but that was
not so bad then.
That was intense.
Damn, were any of the other parties like cool like that one, or any like, or is that one?
They were all similar. They were all at the Waldorf Astoria, all from the same group of guys.
Did the guy with the busted ball sack show back up and was like, it's cool?
No, I never saw him again. I never saw him again.
He's like, I'm good. I'm good in those parties.
Fuck, man. Like, the last club that I worked at, it's in Jersey. It's a nude club. They kind of opened and closed. No, they had different owners throughout the years. They had the crazy owner who wrote Bambi in Coke when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of his clubs. So I thing is, like, I would dance and I would stop dancing for like 2 years straight. Like, I'm 33, so I would take a break for like 2 years, like dead ass straight, and then go back a little bit, take a break, and go back a little bit. And, like, when I go back, I literally would work, like, 5-6 days a week, like, full shift, like 10 to 14-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And so he ended up repurchasing that club, I found out recently. So I went back 3 years ago, and I actually only recently stopped this past July, and I did it twice last weekend. But there's this guy there. We call him Mr. Clean. He's a really nice guy. Like, he really is cool. Doesn't try to be grabby like, most Indian guys. And he comes in every single time. He has, like a wife beater, like a white. Yeah. He comes in with a brand new wife beater and a pair of sneakers, always size 7, size 8, brand new white Skechers sneakers for a girl. And he picks a girl. Basically, if you have denim shorts when he comes in, it's a wrap. So he goes for an hour, and he's bald. That's why we call him Mr. Clean.
I was gonna guess that.
He likes the smell of cleaning Windex. So
makes even more sense.
He sits on the couch.
Like, has he brought any in with him?
He little travel bottles. He always has 2.
So like he's like sniffing it while he's jerking off, or what's the deal here?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. That club, right? They used to like let anything fucking fly, but now they have cameras in every fucking room, like literally like bad. Like I pulled my phone out last weekend and I heard my manager go, "Bambi, phone away." So like you can't, you can't do that shit there. But there's one room that they do.
Gotcha. Sorry, go on.
He hangs out in the couch, right? And the first time he picked me, one of the girls goes, she goes, "Just don't go too close to him." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "He'll flip out." So I'm like pretending to, "Oh, you're a dirty boy. You're so dirty. Like, Mommy didn't clean you right." And then
that's why he's got all that Windex.
I would spray his thighs, and then he would like rub it into himself, like, and then literally he would be just smelling it and sniffing it and jerking off. And he wants you to make vacuum noises. Like,
can you give me an example?
Like, oh, fuck off, man. Like, like, I like you making a vacuum noise. Like, fuck you. I can't do it now.
Okay, fine. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Think
Go
of
a
vacuum sucking. Like,
never heard of it.
Like,
never
like
heard
the
of it.
Family Guy. I clean. Remember the chick from Family Guy? I clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I clean.
Literally, you make vacuum noises and pretend you're vacuuming him, vacuuming the carpet, and just get all into it. I mean, I get like, oh my God, I get crazy requests, and like the one weirdest one I had at the club though was this Hasidic Jew that came in, right? Like, I mean, real motherfucker, and I was just not in the mood, and I really just wanted to fuck with somebody, so I go in the room and I hit the audio record button on my phone because like he already asked me some questions on stage, and he sits next to me, and there's cameras, so like it was just like a dance thing. And he sits next to me and he starts talking. He goes, "Have you ever seen your parents like together?"
Whoa.
And I'm like, I'm not
Tomboy
an idiot. I know what he means, but I'm gonna fuck with him, and I'm like, "You want them to stay?" I mean, they stand next to each other all the time. And he's like, no, do you see them naked together? I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, you want to play mommy and daddy?
Oh, boy.
I mean, dude, so weird. But
so, like,
honestly, like,
so there really is, like, so the back room, there is, like, you guys are letting dudes jerk off or whatever the fuck is going on back there?
It depends on where you go. Like, honestly,
certain clubs?
Like, all right. Yeah, like when I was working in the city, I also worked there when you're not supposed to, I mean, you got to be 21, and they knew I was 19. I worked in the city in 19, 20, 21. There was one place where they let shit fly. Now, the place where Mr. Clean is at, they only got one room with no cameras, and they only let the customers go there that they really, really know now. I've worked a lot of places. Like, I used to drive out to California a couple times a year. Like a lot for 7 years straight. I would go there 3 times. I worked in LA. A lot of clubs actually, it's just a lap dance. So that's another thing that sucks because like it's supposed to just be a lap dance that's more intimate, Like
have you like have you ever like made a dude come from like doing a lap dance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can fucking feel it and it's gross. Like it happens more than you think. In the lap dance room, like, like I hate when you're going to do a dance and they just grab you and just try to like grind you on their dick, and I'm like, dude, no, stop.
Yeah.
But like, if a guy goes, you can like his leg will start to shake, and I'll just be like, nope, and I'll just like jump up like super fast. Like, I don't want that shit on me. Like recently, I kicked this guy in the throat because I was on stage, and when I'm spreading, I have a nice puss. I don't let nothing in it. Okay, touch it, around it. All right, no, I want it compact and pretty forever. So I'm on stage, right, and I got this like you got your legs spread in someone's face, and I'm a good dancer. Like I'm putting on a show. So like everyone else is tipping me, and there's these 3 little Indian guys. One guy's got a bill rolled up, like he's got to sniff a line, and he goes, "Can I put it in?"
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Can I put it in?" And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? No. Like, what's wrong with you? And then, like, I moved
money.
right. I moved I go dancing to the next person right next to him, like, wiggling. And I turned my head for, like, a second because I was about to, like, close my legs. And I fucking felt his hand, like, right on my inner thigh, like he was going to fucking, I just felt the wrist there. And it was like a reflex. I just kicked back like a donkey, and I just kicked him in the fucking throat.
Hell yeah.
And, yeah, it's like, my manager thought it was hilarious and pulled him out.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah, you crossed the line.
Yeah, I'm like,
you're free
you deserve that, asshole. Yeah. Don't fucking touch him.
It depends on where you go. Like, honestly, I hate to say, a lot of clubs in New Jersey, like the nude clubs, like, at least I've been to a lot of them. There's a few that I've actually left working at. I just sucked. There was one club, it was huge. It was like 2 floors right on the highway. I quit working there because so many girls are, like, giving blowjobs. And it's like, no matter how good of a dancer you are, how talkative you are, you're not going to compete with 60 other girls that are all sucking dick.
That's true. Yeah. The dudes are going to go right to that.
They all are, but
that's kind of, I feel like, what dudes are going to the strip club to hopefully get.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, that goes all the time.
I left that place so quickly, too. Like, that place pissed me off. I did a fucking private room, right? And I'm doing a dance, and this guy starts unbuckling his pants. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, doesn't it come with the room? I'm like, no, it's not a Happy Meal and a fry. It's not. You don't get a blowjob because you bought a fucking private room. He goes, well, the other girl did it. I'm like, good, go to her. He's like, I want my money back. I'm like, okay, go tell my manager you want your money back. He's going to laugh at you. So I go and I tell the manager, and my manager tries to give him the money back.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That was at that place. Yeah, he literally goes, Bambi, give me the $100. I'm like, no, I'm not paying you $100 because I wouldn't suck his dick.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, that place ended up getting closed down for prostitution.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Have you ever had, like, any, like, assholes that are, like, wasted that would throw, like, change up on stage?
Oh, God.
That sounds like a yes.
Yeah, I mean, not when I'm on stage, but, like, I mean, there was one guy who was really, really drunk recently, and I felt bad for him. It was, like, a young kid. I mean, hammered. He was, like, pulling his shirt up and shit, and he literally was handing girls his card, like, to go to the ATM and take money out.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and I was, like, not one of them, and I kind of wish I was at that point. I'm not going to lie, but I was like, fuck, you know what? I already had enough trouble going on. I don't really want to get in more trouble.
Yeah, that dude's poor bank account.
You know, he literally, like, hands his debit card. He's like, he couldn't type in the numbers.
Exactly.
Like, I actually have a video.
Yes.
I have a video of that guy, too, from that night.
Holy shit.
At the ATM. I took a video of it because he's at the ATM and he's like, I can't type in my number, and he's like having girls type it in for him and shit.
That's super wasted.
Yeah.
Now, so I mean, like, if you're doing, like, backroom dances and whatnot, it's like, do you do lap dances if you're ever, like, on your period? Is that, like, a no-no? Do you put down, like, a towel, or what's the...
All right, see, look, I've been telling you crazy stories about backroom shit, but, like, that doesn't mean, one, like, I'm not getting to my knees and fucking sucking dick. Like, that doesn't... I'm just telling you, like, experiences throughout the 14 years of dancing.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Now, the thing is, like, the first time I worked with that shit, I was so scared. So this girl tells me, she's like, stick the tampon up and cut the string. And I'm like, what? She goes, cut the string and stick it up and you'll be good. I'm like, okay, cool. So I cut the fucking string, and I was like 20 at the time. I cut the string, like, real short, and, like, I mean, I've seen some accidents before. Like, it sucks. Like, honestly, like, if, like, this one girl was on stage, and, like, before she went to walk up, I saw a string sticking out, and I'm like, yo, come here. Because I would hope that a chick would tell me if there was a fucking string sticking out.
For sure.
Because it's not cute. But, like, I cut the string way too fucking short, and I go on stage, everything's cool, and then, like, it was, like, actually, like, the end of the night, too. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't get it out. and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I got a little puss. This is a problem. I can't get it out. I ended up having like my girl, like one of my girls there. She put a fucking headlamp on, and like it was crazy. No, she did. She put one of those headlamps on, and she's like, I got one leg on the fucking like sink and one leg like spread. I had like 2 girls try to like pull this shit out because I'm like, yo, I'm scared. All your fingernails are gonna scratch me. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
But yeah, you could work with it as long as you do it right.
Yeah,
it's not like
I'm only asking because
the Nile River status.
Yeah.
Not gonna know about Carrie.
Yeah, like when I was like probably 19 or 20, a bunch of friends and I went up to Canada, and because we could drink, right? Because you could drink at like 18 or 19.
Oh, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, and so we went to a strip club, and there was like one of those like where all the girls like line up, and you can do like a twofer, right? And then you grab like your gal, and you'd go in the back room, but it's like an open room where there's like kind of like enough for like 4 or 5 like chairs, so like there's multiple dudes and girls all dancing together. And when it's all said and done, I walk out and I run into one of my other buddies. And he was like, dude, that was fucking awesome, right? And I was like, yeah, that was sweet. And he's like, but the towel thing was weird, right? And I go, what towel? And he's like, didn't your stripper put a towel on your lap? And I go, no. I was like,
wait,
he's like,
did she have bottoms on?
I don't know. In Canada, it is full nude, but I mean, my stripper did.
Like, okay, yeah, just tell me a story.
But like, yeah, like from what I could tell, like all the girls had their bottoms on, but like, I was like, yeah, mine didn't have one. So my first thought was, if she was on her period and grinding, she didn't want to get any blood like on him.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I didn't know if that was like something that like you gals do.
I've seen that before. Like, I've like there was 2 nude clubs. See, the thing is, when you work at any nude club, you're supposed to, when you do a lap dance, it's only topless. Mm-hmm. You only take your bottoms off on stage.
Okay.
You're not supposed to you can't take your bottoms off in the lap dance room, like at all. You can't. See, like when I do a lap dance, like one of the places, there's house fees. You know, the dancers pay to work. The reason I hated working in New York is because I was paying from $60 to $90 per night to the club, and then $20 to the DJ, $20 to the house mom. So it's like $100 and something out of like my tips just to work every night. So in Jersey, a lot of the clubs do it where there's no house fee. You pay the DJ, but they take money out of the lap dances. So like if a lap dance is $25, the club gets 10 and the girl gets 15.
Okay.
So most of the new clubs, like what like they do is like, you know, you're not supposed to take your bottoms off. Like if you can tell a guy may do another dance, just kind of slide to the side just to show him, distract him.
Sure.
And like, because there's a timer, you know, and try to get a second dance out of him, and then cut it short so that you don't get time. You know, so you don't have to
gotcha.
Pay. But I've had 2 girls that actually literally put like a little black cloth down once because they were like, they didn't want to get blood on the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, I guess, I don't know. I just wouldn't work if it was that bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like, is it just like a no-no, or is it just like I'm taking the week off, or whatever the case is?
You have no idea. I've heard some fucked up stories. Like just one girl, oh my God, like I don't understand. She was like, this was recently, like I was 30, I think, like, and this girl was like new to dancing, pissed drunk. I mean, like, holy fuck. And I'm trying to tell her, like, don't work drunk. I used to get super, super hammered when I would work, and like now I just am like dead sober when I work because I don't know, those days are kind of over for me, and I do a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So she was working all night, right? And she comes in the next day, and she's like, I have a problem. I'm like, what? She's like, I don't remember if I took my tampon out last night.
Uh-oh.
And I'm thinking, how goddamn big does your pussy have to be?
Yeah, can you
don't remember if you get right? I feel a finger, okay? You're going to feel a little fucking cotton ball go up there. And she's like, I don't remember. And I'm like, honey, what do you mean you don't remember? She's like, well, I went home and I fucked my boyfriend, and I'm not sure if I took it out.
Oh, no.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. 2 days go by. She comes back to the club. She's like, yeah, no, I didn't take it out. I had to go to the doctor and have it taken out.
Oh, that's fucked.
I'm like, dude, what? What? Like, I mean, drunk or not, like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's fucked. I mean, well, and speaking of, like, what's the dating life like? Like, is there dudes that you've dated that are like, no, like, or you start talking to and they find out that you dance and they're
No,
like, I'm
see,
not cool with that, or you kind of.
my relationship, I, when I was like basically in a relationship for a very long time, I met the guy actually, not really at the strip club. I actually saw him getting coffee like 3 days in a row at the same time, which is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next
You're being
weekend,
creepy.
yeah, like, but it just so happened where like literally like I was coming home from the club, and that's the exact time he would go to work. So whatever. I saw him at the same Dunkin' Donuts, wasn't talking with the guy. So the next weekend, he shows up at the club with a bunch of his friends, and I'm like, oh fuck, I see you all the time. Blah blah blah. We start talking, and I had a boyfriend who was in jail at the time who was going to be sentenced. So I told him out, I'm like, look, I got to make sure everything's cool with this one. And then I went to visit my man in jail. He's like, yeah, I just got sentenced for 4.5 years. Do your thing. I'm like, cool. So
yikes.
Now the guy, yeah, and he was a real scumbag anyways, honestly. I mean, real scum of the earth. So
you don't
the
say.
guy that I met, he was pre-med, like the complete opposite of anything I've ever dated in my life. Like I have horrible choice in men. And I told him, I'm like, look, you obviously know what I do. I'm like, I don't fuck nobody. I don't have to because I make damn good enough money doing it anyways. And as long as you're giving me good dick, we're good. And
fair enough.
I don't
That's a good deal.
Yeah, and like I never had an Instagram, social media, nothing. I only made a Reddit in July, and now I realize why so many girls do it. So I told them, like, if you want to do the relationship thing, I'm a stripper. That's it. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, you have to be upfront
like,
with
all right,
that.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, and I told them, like, I got some weird people that want me to do certain things, like Mr. Clean. We got pegging guy. I'm way more into the femdom thing now, and you know what? Now I completely understand it. It's everyone has their own thing. So as long as you trust that I'm not getting a dick in my mouth or taking it in any holes or touching them, then we're good. So yeah, but you know what sucks though? A lot of dancers who are in like serious relationships, like, don't want to do shit when we come home. Like, and it kind of fucks the relationship up if you're working a lot too.
Yeah.
Like we're literally naked all night dealing with drunk men trying to put on a smile to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you become desensitized to it.
Especially if you're working like 5 nights a week. Like when we come home, we just want to be in pajamas and watch TV.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's completely understandable, and but I also see it from like both sides of the fence. I mean, like
the
guy's like,
for the guy.
Hey, I missed you, and like and you've been working a bunch, but like I want to like be intimate with you. I want to bang a little bit, and then you're just like, ugh, I gotta do this.
And see, the thing is too, like I used to there was a period of my life where I literally would only dance like Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays because I like chicks. I love women. I would bring any girl home for him as long as they weren't hotter than me. So like I couldn't date a girl. I mean I'm a woman. We're nuts. I would blow my fucking brains out. I can't. You cannot have So I mean I would love bringing chicks home for him all the time. Like so I took a break from 2 years again from dancing so I can like spend more time with that.
That's good for you.
Until recently, yeah. And you can only dance for so long. I mean, I know I'm 33 and I gotta stop soon, but I know I look fucking young as hell, so I could probably pull it off for another like year or two.
I mean, might as well get the good while the good's getting. Is that how you say it?
The thing is, like, I never did the online, thing until recently, and now I know why so many girls do it. The money's great. Like, I don't even really do cam stuff. I do sexting. And a lot of fetish stuff. I do. A lot of fetish stuff.
Market.
I have like a solid customer base with that.
I got one more question for you. We're getting down here to the closing time. I got one more question for you, and then I'm gonna let you plug some stuff.
Okay.
Have you done any like cool like tricks on stage? And I mean, as far as like, not as far as the dancing part, but like, I hear people telling stories where like girls are shooting ping pong balls out of their vagina, or like squirting across people, or have you danced with anybody that does shit like that?
See, I'm really, really good on the pole, and I'm really good on the aerial hoop. Fuck. No, I mean, I've seen a couple porn stars come by and stuff. You know, there's this one girl I work with who actually, it's pretty cool. She has herself handcuffed in the front. She like dislocates her shoulder and like puts her hands over her head all the way to her back with her handcuffs still on. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how, but it's pretty cool.
That's kind of weird to see, but impressive.
But yeah, I mean, me and one of my friends, we go on the hoop together. And, you know, we do some pretty cool shit together on there.
Hell yeah, cool.
But yeah,
awesome. Well,
I don't think I could shoot a ping pong ball out of my puss. I don't think I can get a ping pong ball in.
Practice makes perfect. Well, Bambi, do you have any of your like your Reddit or an OnlyFans or
I just
you can
have
plug
Reddit
whatever you
right
want.
now. I just have Reddit. It's just Riley RILEY dash says SAYS.
Riley dash says.
Yep.
Okay. RILEY dash SAYS. Okay, that's your Reddit.
Mhm. Yeah, babe.
Okay, and you don't have like an OnlyFans or Instagram or nothing like that?
I have a Fansly, but I actually just took all the stuff down because of the tax thing I got going on right now.
Okay.
So,
makes sense to me. Cool.
Yeah, I got a customer who's a tax guy, and he's fixing stuff for me, making it look good. So
there you go.
I had to stop that.
Gotta know a guy.
I imagine being a dancer, you probably have a guy for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
Yeah.
I had a guy who used to take my ex shopping. He thought that was my brother, and he would take him shopping for sneakers. He gave me a truck out of it too. He used to want to watch us fuck, and he gave me a 2014 F-150, brand new, just to watch me and my boyfriend, who he thought was my brother, fuck.
That's hilarious.
Dude, brand new truck. Like, hell no, I'm not going to say no to that.
No, absolutely not. I would take everything I possibly could. Like, new laptop, great. Car? Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go fuck my quote-unquote brother.
Yeah.
He ended up proposing to me, too, you know that?
The what?
He ended up trying to propose to me.
The client?
The guy who gave me the truck, yeah, he went to my boyfriend brother and was like, I would love permission to ask your sister to marry her. And that's when he was like, dude, listen, like, that's not my sister. Like, you've got to realize that by now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, you asshole.
He ruined it. Yeah, you should have like been like, you know, my sister's just not into marriage. Just whatever excuse you could fucking have. So you're just like, listen, the best you can really do is just watch us keep fucking. Just buy her gifts. That's what she likes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
that was cool with you guys.
Yeah, listen, thanks for participating. This has been a fucking blast, you know, and you know, maybe if we decide that we're going to do like a round 2 on this topic, you know, we'll give you another call, because I can only imagine you probably have many more stories.
Yeah, I drove to Mexico and like didn't dance there, but I went to quite some places out there. Very interesting places out in Mexico.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Stayed there for 3 months, so yeah, I got a lot.
Hell yeah.
We'll definitely have a round 2 then.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a round 2. We'll jot that down in our notes, and we'll get back to here, and maybe like in a month or so, we'll bring you back through.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Well,
that's interesting.
That was fucking something. That was everything that I hoped it possibly could be.
And more.
And more. And, I mean, it's a shame that we're already, like, at the end of the episode. I mean, like, she's probably got an insane amount of stories.
Oh, I mean, she could have fucking done the whole episode.
Oh, 100%.
Same with Northsider, too. He probably could have done a little bit more, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to bring him back for round 2.
Completely. The thing is, though, is that, like, with these people on Reddit, we never know if they're going to pull through. Or...
Yeah, for sure, because it's been very hit or miss.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'll try getting both of these guys on and if one of them bails,
we
then
have a backup one.
Right. Then
if
we
both
get
of them bail, all right.
Yeah, then we would fucking go from
we
there.
We would have a different topic or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I hope you guys loved that as much as we did.
Yeah.
Feel free to fucking send us in a text, leave us a voicemail. We want to hear what kind of crazy ass strip club stories you got.
Hell yeah.
Did you get kicked out for being too wasted? Were you, did you get the stripper grabbing on your balls? Or if you're a lady, putting her hand on your pants and feeling on that vagine, shoot us a text, leave us a voicemail, 440-363-0121.
Nice.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. At Pizza Bagels Pod and all the social medias, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky.
Yeah,
right?
That's it.
Got it. At Pizza Bagels Pod. I've also noticed, I've looked through some of our stats, so we got a lot of people from other countries that are listening to us.
Fuck yeah.
And if you guys are wanting to chip in and tell us stories, or you got questions, we'll read your emails at pizzabagelspod@gmail.com.
Yep.
And again, if you guys want to send us a text or shoot us a voicemail, we'll read it off, we'll listen to it, we'll discuss it, 440-363-
0121.
Nice. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.